Ntamak sends it wide, and Peter Aki is going to cut inside and score a beautiful try, Rappi. Okay, so there was no ERC, no Premiership and no Top 14 rugby this past weekend. They all took a break for the Champions Cup and the Challenge Cup semi-finals. It's all a little stop-start this time of year. The biggest game of the weekend kicked off on Saturday with a loaded Toulouse visiting a loaded Leinster in Dublin. Toulouse took a leaf out of La Rochelle's 2022 playbook and picked a pack big enough to cause title forces, with players like Miafu and Arnold and Flement all in the starting 15. Add in a 6-2 bench and you could see that Toulouse wanted to bully the Leinster forwards off of the park. Strangely though, instead of using these big bruisers to carry hard and hit rucks harder, Toulouse decided to play tiki-taka rugby. Offloading before contact and making their forwards stay on their feet all day long. That game plan suited Leinster down to the ground. The usual suspects like Van der Fleer and James Ryan just bided their time. When the ball finally did go to ground, the Toulouse rucks looked like you dropped a lamb chop in a South American river. Things got worse for the visitors as injuries meant that their 6-2 bench split became a liability and they got 2 yellow cards. Mon Dieu! Leinster exploited these issues ruthlessly and scored over 40 points as they sent the French Giants back to the top 14, still with only 5 stars on their shirt. Poor guys. Okay, beating Leinster is obviously no joke, but getting 2 yellow cards and coughing up 17 turnovers will make even Antoine Dupont look kinda human. The second semi-final was on Sunday as La Rochelle hosted Exeter in a bigger stadium in Bordeaux instead of their smaller one at home. Everyone kinda knew that the Exeter run would have to end at some point and that this game would probably be that point. Unfortunately, I did not catch the game. Sundays offer stopping my toddler from jumping head first into bounce house mosh pits at outdoor restaurants. What I gather from the reports is that the La Rochelle power was too much to handle and that the variety in the attack was too hard to defend. The highlights showed multiple scores off kicks, snipes and even from the base of the scrum. Most teams would struggle to stop that. Carvalho continues to put up his hand for Aussie selection and Raymond Rule has showed that time and distance has helped him get over the abuse he suffered at the hands of Kutsia and Ioane. After all that, we get a repeat of last year's final, this time in Dublin instead of in Marseille. Even with their incredible power game, La Rochelle will have their hands full. They are going up against maybe the best club side I've ever seen, at least since the 2002 Crusaders. Leinster just seem to be playing in a different league from everyone else now. Maybe a league that should also have other teams composed entirely of a country's best players. They might even do well there. There's another league, one that Leinster would contract chlamydia from, the Challenge Cup, and it had its semi-finals this past weekend as well, with the Scarlets hosting Glasgow and Toulon hosting Benetton. Glasgow pulled off an away win by whipping their hosts 35 points to 17. Franco Smith no doubt taking great personal pleasure and making me look more the fool with every passing victory. Toulon milled the wide-eyed first-timers Benetton in the other semi-final. The hosts just used Parise's knowledge from playing with all the Benetton players' dads against them. The Challenge Cup final is set now and will also be played in Dublin on the Friday night before the Champions Cup final. Hopefully the organisers can remove all the needles and broken bottles from the field before the big game on Saturday. If you thought it would make sense for all those games to happen this coming weekend, you're an idiot. The Champions and Challenge Cup take a break now. Again, the ERC, Top 14 and Premiership will return for 2 weeks of action before the Euro finals happen. Why must they keep edging us like this? Oh, news. Other competitions matter as well, you know. Super Rugby had its 10th out of 14 rounds this past weekend and it gave us that most delectable and rare of treats. The Crusaders losing in Hamilton after a great match against the Chiefs. None of it matters because even I'm on track to make the playoffs of that competition, so the Crusaders' threat still looms large. The Women's Six Nations ended, the final log showing what some are saying is a descending order of how much each union gives a fuck about their female players. Congratulations England for winning again and to the RFU for helping them reach those heights. And apparently lots of improvement needed, Ireland. Your guy team and your girl team do not seem to be getting the same amount of love. And this week's rugby update will not be getting any more love from me. I will see you all not next week because I will be on holiday in Zimbabwe. I will see you all the week after that. So bye. Don't miss me too much, please.